All right, so this is going to be, today is April 12th, and it's our level 3 call. So as kind of all of you guys have, I told last time, these calls are very specific to you all. And so the more you guys give me feedback on what you want to hear, there's no like set information of what's going to be said on these calls, because all of you guys have different concerns. All of you guys at different stages every week are going to have different struggles. And the whole point of keeping this small between, with people who are at Emerald and above and growing is so that I can help you best, and kind of we can help each other as a team. It's not just supposed to be me talking. It's meant to be truly a mastermind group. And it's truly us working together. It's not Stephanie's the leader and like Stephanie's going to always be talking, but it's kind of like us coming together to really help each other and grow. Almost like we're at this is like our corporate team meeting, our corporate group meeting of people who, we have a mission, we have a goal. Every month we have a goal of hitting Success Club. Every month we have a goal of reaching more people and helping more people make that healthy change and make that decision to take on a life that's healthier. And so that is our goal. And it's kind of coming together and saying, what are we doing? What's working? What's not working? So that we can kind of learn from each other. So I definitely want to, in terms of so far actually no one's on, Sophie's not on the group, but Sophie and Amy, actually, Rasmussen, are the two so far who have hit Success Club this month already, both at Success Club 6. So pretty awesome job in terms of getting on the board early and getting on the board really quickly in terms of just kind of Success Club. Reminding kind of everyone that making sure you're doing your daily activities. Hi, Atsira. And making sure that you're posting daily and making sure that you're doing your follow-ups, because at the end of the day, what I've learned from my experience is that the money is in the follow-ups. Everything is in the follow-ups. A lot of people, if they're like me, I forget everything. You have to remind me like 10 times before I will get something to you. It's like, you should see the people who want me to get credentialed for my job. They have to keep like hassling me to like just sign a piece of paper and send it to them. So if I'm like this and I'm very interested in this job, but I'm just very poor with just kind of getting back to people, I always think about what about other people and just like, other people who, in terms of wanting to lose weight and purchase products, like it's the last thing on their mind. And so they need us to gently keep reminding them like, hey, my group is starting. So a couple things that I wanted to kind of just talk about. A lot of you know that I'm always listening to training, as I hope you guys are too. It's not just me. I am always listening to training. I love, love, love Anita Myron. She is like, someone that I really look up to. She has awesome videos. If you guys have not seen her diamond onboarding process video, it is a gem, especially for all of you guys and where you are. I can definitely put that in the group. It's about a 45-minute video, but it's definitely something to just listen to, even if you just listen to her mindset. And I've talked to probably all of you, except maybe Lee, because I don't get a chance to talk to Lee that much, but I've talked to all of you kind of about this mentality of, not taking it personally if you're not hitting Success Club with the people now, that you need to keep finding more people. You need to keep recruiting. You need to keep, and I think for the most part, all of you, I've spoken to you at one point about this specifically, that it's not you personally that you're failing as a coach. It's just that many of you came into this with a very small network. And so you need to grow that network. Until you have like thousands of people in your network and you're still not selling, you cannot come to me and tell me that you have failed as a coach. Because until if you're working with 500 people and no one's buying, you're nowhere near, you have not failed at all. And so actually my mom, can't write my mom and let her know that the call is on Mondays now for her. Actually, my mom is like coming back on the calls. And anyway, so I definitely wanted to, so just kind of, just reiterating, making sure that you're growing your network. And so one thing that I want to talk about that I was learning about, and Luke and I were talking about, is just really, we need to, us as leaders, we're rising leaders. Some of us are really close to Diamond. Catherine, Lee, us, actually a lot of people are really close to Diamond. You're either just a couple coaches away, than where you started. And, it really is just kind of growing your network so that you can kind of get challengers in and start, recruiting from the beginning. But kind of having that culture of Success Club. If you're not hitting Success Club, you cannot expect your coaches to hit Success Club. You have to lead by example. And a lot of coaches, hey Ashley, a lot of coaches will go hard, and I've noticed this from especially a lot of the top coaches, six-figure coaches. They go hard for the first 2 weeks. Like as soon as I will go hard, and I've talked to Sophie about this, I will go hard if I'm trying to hit, I'm working till the last day of the month. And I'm working, trying to hit Success Club. And literally, I remember even New Year's Eve, I remember being so exhausted and working hard. And even Sophie saying oh my God, I remember because she was really struggling with hitting Success Club that month. And she talks about how she really was slowing down with hitting Success Club, and she was trying to hit it because she wanted to keep her streak. And she was working hard until late New Year's Eve. And then we both woke up on Monday, not Monday, but on January 1st. And we were like, all right, we're at zero again. Let's go. We need to start pushing again. So you cannot take a break if you're trying to grow this business. You have to push hard from the first of every month to hit Success Club. So for me, you have to set that goal, and we have to work as a team together, all of us, because again, all of us are leaders. We have people that we're bringing on in the onboarding process, which is when we're talking to coaches. We need to talk about Success Club from the beginning if they are a level 2 or level 3. That is part of their welcome email. That's part of one of their goals. That is something that we have to ingrain in them. And I'm going to do a couple more things in our team page to try to ingrain that more. But it's kind of, in terms of realizing that Success Club, truly, if you're not hitting Success Club is a benchmark for success. It really just means that you're adding people to your business. And everyone, and depending on where your goals are, if you have financial goals, which all of you do, I know everyone on here has financial goals. And when I listen to videos from six-figure coaches, when I talk to six-figure coaches, they all say Success Club 5 or 10 is a non-negotiable. And if you're someone that wants to grow faster than someone else, Success Club 10 needs to be your non-negotiable. However, if you're super busy and you have children and you're super busy and your schedule is not allowing, then don't feel bad if you don't hit Success Club 10. Make Success Club 5 a non-negotiable. But either way, you need to make Success Club non-negotiable and make that your benchmark. Don't feel bad if you're super busy and you can hit Success Club 5, because that in itself is an achievement. And so, kind of making it sure that it's a non-negotiable target. Because if you're hitting Success Club 10 for 24 months in a row, and these are figures kind of coming from other people, in 2.5 years, you'll be making 6 figures. But that's 10, Success Club 10 every month growing, not missing Success Club 10. 24 months, you'll be making 6 figures. And that is only going to compound on each other. But that, as you see, it's not like hitting Success Club 10 and then hitting Success Club 2 the next month, and then hitting Success Club, 4 the next month, and then you have to hit it consistently. I've only missed Success Club once, and that was early on when I first became a coach. Otherwise, I've been hitting Success Club 10. I'm a Success Club 10 All-Star. I've hit it all 12 months last year, and I'm continuing to hit Success Club 10. And if you want to grow faster, then those numbers need to go up. And so, if you're someone that you want to grow it in less than 2.5 years, then that means you need to be aiming for Success Club 20, Success Club 30, Success Club 40. And there are people who do that. And how they're doing that is by increasing the number of invites that they're doing. You're not inviting 2 to 3 people a day and expecting to hit Success Club 20. You all know that. That's not enough. All of you on this team know that if you want to take this business up a notch, then you need to step your inviting up a notch. And that's just a reality. I'm talking to you like this because all of you are builders. All of you have expressed to me that you have goals for yourself. And as someone who thinks that they're making good movement in this business, this is my advice to you, and this is from me talking to and listening and doing training for a lot of people. And so making Success Club, that non-negotiable, And if you're a newer coach, then it's simply figuring out how to grow that cold market so that you are inviting more numbers. Inviting 2 to 3 people a day is not going to cut it. You need to bring that invite up if you want to grow faster and grow faster and have that income in under 2.5 years. And so I definitely plan. So some of the things that I'm going to, so some of the things that in terms of building the Success Club Driven is making sure all of you have that as a non-negotiable. You are leaders of your own people that are underneath you. All of you on this call have at least one coach under you. Some of you have a coach under you that's really working the business really well. And so, you need to step it up a notch. If they're working the business really well under you, you need to continue to lead them. And if they're out doing, it's not that it's a competition, but look at it as like, you need to continue to be a better leader to that person. And, and think of it as a blessing if you have someone who's building under you, because that truly is a blessing, because that is those are the diamonds in the rough. That's what we're working towards in terms of helping people and bringing them on as challengers. We're looking for those builders that are naturally hungry and naturally want to build this business, because those are the people that are going to help you build your team and are going to help build your organization. And so, Jean Marie, I said, you're not going to be diamond this year, Jean Marie. You'll be at least 1-star diamond, because you have Marianne, and Marianne wants to build. And so that's your goal, if not more. And then Catherine has Amy. Amy's very close. And then everyone else, you just have to fit, if you haven't found, and, probably Ashley's going to have Caleb as her first diamond. And like everyone else, if you don't know someone, then your spouse needs to be your second diamond. After you make yourself a strong diamond, you make your spouse your first diamond. And that's just kind of everything that I've been hearing from everyone, especially if you're growing for income. So all of you, your goal is diamond. And then your goal after that is solidifying yourself as a diamond, and then growing your spouse, your partner. And so in terms of talking about Success Club, so making it a non-negotiable, I'm going to start highlighting, you'll see I'm going to start making the banners, everybody who hit Success Club, so that people can see that. Because naturally most human nature, a lot of people and this is studied, and a lot of people in human nature are really driven by recognition. Think about children. You give them a gold star and they're like, woohoo, like it's gold star, like yay. So we need to do that with our coaches, and I need to do that more. You all need to do that more, and it's just kind of whatever you see me doing, just emulate it to the best of your abilities. Take what you like, take what you don't like. You don't have to do everything that I'm doing. Again, this is your business. You make it your own. And so you're going to see, I'm going to make the banner so that everyone who's in my downline, I can only look, I think 3 tiers below me. So I can't look after that. So I can only look, I think 2 to 3 tiers. I can't remember. But my goal is to have everyone's name on that banner. And as it continues to grow, that way it's that recognition. And so that they see that recognition. And then what I plan on trying to do is also try to have some sort of, I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but it's going to be some sort of group that's going to be for people who have hit success, who have not hit it yet, but are very close. Not my Success Club 4. My people who are Success Club 4, you need to keep doing what you're doing. You're doing what it's clearly your goal. But anyone who's like 0 and 2, who I know really want to hit it, I may try something new this month, which is going into a separate group, but I haven't decided yet. But that's nonetheless. So just kind of like I said, so really trying to transfer in terms of creating a Success Club driven culture, leading by example. As you see, I posted the calendar on our team page again. This calendar is so important. And I remember talking to Luke, and I was like, I've tried the calendar before, and some people, I got really frustrated, because I was just like, I put the calendar up, and then you still have to remind people, even though you put the calendar up. But then I realized, you know what? It doesn't matter. I need to follow the calendar myself. And that's what Luke told me. He was like, at the end of the day, Stephanie, you need to follow the calendar yourself. You lead by example, as I'm telling you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stick to my calendar. That is the best thing for success, is to try to is to share that calendar with the team, and everyone kind of follow a calendar, because having that system in place every single month will help you stay more organized. And you don't have to do the clean eating group on your own. You can you can couple up with a success partner. If you have a success partner, that's really great. If you found someone that you really connect with and you love talking to, it's like talking to your best friend. Those are really fun too. And so that makes the business even more fun. And so if you have someone like that, then just stick with them. And until it's always good to continue to grow and have partners, but you really want to, because at the end of the day, what's beautiful about this business is that you get to work with people that you like, hopefully. And so a lot of you, all of you are awesome people, and all of you, I'm growing friendships with you little by little, and some faster than others, depending on how often you talk to me, but I also know other people are really busy. So So really just kind of looking at that calendar and implementing that calendar into your life as well, and talking to your downline about it as well. That's just going to help the overall team. And so making sure that you're following that calendar, making sure that you're promoting for the sneak peeks, making sure that you're promoting for clean eating, making sure that you're promoting for a group. And the group can be run on the first of the month, on the first Monday of the month, or the third Monday of the month, however you choose. I'm going to leave that option open to the individual coaches. You can run both. You can run both. You can run just one group like I do, but just challenge groups, as a lot of you have already witnessed. There's so many ways to run it, and you don't have to. It's really what works for you and what works best for you that you're able to be consistent with. That's the key, is consistency. And so, talking about that, and then the last thing I kind of wanted to talk about was just, if you guys need help, I need you guys to really, reach out to me and let me know if you guys are struggling with something. Don't take it upon yourself. Talk to me. Say, Stephanie, I need to get on a phone call with you, just 30 minutes. Let's just kind of powwow and I just want to hear what you have to say, or I want to run an idea by you. I make myself very available to you guys. And I'm not going to reach out to you guys though all the time. And because I'm not here to kind of do that. I trust that if you need me, you're going to reach out to me. And I will tell you, the more that you kind of at least check in, it's better to check in and it allows me to know that, okay, she's doing okay. They're doing okay. I don't need to worry about them, because that also allows me to then focus on some other coaches too, who may need a little bit more guidance. And you'll learn that when you start building your own team, that you'll appreciate the coaches that just kind of come to you when they really need you, but they're still working, they're still building, so that okay, these are the coaches I know are working, and then these are the coaches I need to focus on a little bit more with, so that you're not feeling like you need to work with everyone, because then that becomes very overwhelming, as you can imagine, and having to spread your time like that. Because at the end of the day, I love talking to all of you, and it just ends up being like a social hour too. And it's really hard. It's really hard for me to get off the phone with some of you guys. And so it's just, but definitely making it a point to kind of check in. And at the end of the day, like I've been telling Catherine and other people, a lot of this has to do with your attitude. Your success is all based on your attitude and your mindset. You cannot make people do what you want them to do. And so a lot of you, as you're bringing on coaches, you're going to be disappointed by coaches who are not building this business. It's not your fault. It doesn't mean you have failed as a coach. That's the one thing I want to tell you guys. Does not mean, because all of you know how much work this takes, and all of you know how much inner drive this takes, and you cannot force someone to have that inner drive. And so just realizing that it's not you, that will help you in so many. You'll just say, okay, bless and release. You know what I mean? Just bless and release. Okay, you want to just be a discount coach? Great. Let's help you get results. Because remember, if you help them get results, that gets them excited. Maybe later on they'll come around and they'll want to be more of they'll want to learn more about coaching in a different fashion. Okay. And then I wanted to open up to some questions. I know Lee had wanted me to talk a little bit about just kind of how I work on how I keep track of my time, and how I organize my list. So some of you seen, so first of all, Lee, whenever I make an appointment with somebody, I schedule it into my calendar. I schedule it into my Mac calendar or my Apple calendar, and I set a reminder. So the day before, or I'll set a reminder on my calendar, because trust me, I will forget. Hands down, I will forget. So tomorrow I have a call at 9 a.m. with a challenger, and the one that I had reached out to, and I said, hey, you're doing really awesome. She's super into the group. And I'm I need you on my team. Can I at least get on the phone with you and talk to you about what it means to be a coach? And she's like, oh yeah, sure. Like, I didn't think I could be a coach. And so I have a call with her tomorrow at 9 a.m., which is like early for me. And so I have to set, so I'm setting a timer, and I had her set in my timer. And so the best thing for busy people, as you all know, and something I've been listening to a lot of Chalene Johnson, is we have to plan our time. I was talking with Ashley and Jessica yesterday. I was telling them how Chalene Johnson does all of her work between 11 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That is her working period. The crazy stuff that she does, and she's able to get everything done between 11 and 3, and then her all evening after that is spent with her husband and her kids. Doesn't that sound awesome? Like, that sounds like what everyone is ideal wanting. You know, the ability to spend time with your family, with the people that you love, doing the things that you love. But when in that 11 to 3, she locks herself up in her closet. Like, literally, it's like a closet that she has created for herself. And she puts her phone on airplane mode. She decides what are her 3 things she needs to get done that day, and she gets it done. And that is something that is a skill that we are all working on, and me included, that it takes discipline to do. And that is what makes most coaches really successful who are super busy. They identify what time works best for them, and they really do their things that they need to get done in those hours. And so if you're someone, as many of you are, who are super busy, you need to identify those times. And if you need to lock yourself up in the bathroom at like 4:30 in the morning, because that's like the time when you're like not going to be like, you know, bothered, then that's what you need to get done. And you know that that's before your kids get up, or if you need to wake up, or if you're someone that works at night, you need to do it in the evening after your kids. But whatever it is, a focused amount of time with an action plan, kind of having a list that you need to get done for the week, and then a list that you need to get done that day, and narrowing it down, and just saying, okay, this is what I have to do for the week. Doesn't mean I have to do everything everything today. And don't beat yourself up, but say, okay, I need to get these 2 things done today. I need to follow up with 10 people that I've spoken to, because if you've invited 10 people every day, then you're going to have people every day that you need to follow up with, and just, do that follow up with. So say I'm going to follow up with 10 people, send those initial messages, and, something else that's going to be important to you. Ashley.
So I would do my inviting in that power hour. So like if it was 4:30 a.m. and I sent out invite, like because I'm doing it through my messenger on Facebook, working through my warm market. So then I would send those out at like 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah. Remember, just because you're sending out messages, I get messages I actually have to I have to put my phone on vibrate when I go to bed, because I'm getting messages, because I have people on the West Coast and people on I have both on the West Coast, because when I run my ads, I run it on the West Coast. And so I have people at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning who are messaging me. And so I just put my phone on vibrate when I go to sleep, and that's what I do. And I just have my alarm, because if not, I'll be waking up all the time. So yes, most people, for the most part, it doesn't matter what time you message them, just message them, get that conversation going, get that conversation started.
Okay. And then, so I had a person reach out to me about my challenge group, and she asked me about it, and I didn't start off by telling her everything. I just said, thanks for reaching out to me. Tell me about your fitness goals. Well, it's been 24 hours. So then how should I follow up for that?
So if it's been 24 hours, then I would message her again. I would actually message her again, and I would say, hey, did you message her back on your phone or on your computer?
On my computer.
Okay. So then I would message her, and I would just say, hey girl, I'm just trying to, just circling back, wanted to see if you got my prior message.
Okay.
And I would just do that as a follow-up.
Okay.
And just remember, some of you guys, as you know, some people do not have Messenger on their phone. And so if you message them on your phone, sometimes people just don't get it. And I've had people who I've messaged even on the computer, and they just don't have Messenger. And then they're telling me, they're putting a post underneath one of my comments that oh, they contacted me. And I'm like, but I messaged you back. And they're like, oh, well, I don't have Messenger. And I'm like, all right. So then, so you just don't know what, where someone is. So you just don't know. It's hard to know. And some people, I don't know if you can tell when someone has seen the message. Has she seen the message? So if she's seen the message, I would just follow up, because I did that. For example, I had someone yesterday, and I did that, and she was like, oh, I've been at work. I'm planning on responding back to you, because my first response is always like, hey, what are your goals? tell me, what are your struggles? I ask like 1 or 2 questions and they want to get, what's your nutrition like? Those are like my first 3 questions that I ask somebody. And so people who are really serious about it, they want to take their time to get back to me and write me when they're not like, and it's not like, kind of fragmented. And so they take that time.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So Lee, in terms of my time, I really try to make sure that any calls, any meetings, I really try to make sure that that's put into my planner of whatever planner I have, and I set a reminder for myself. In terms of my following up with people, a lot of people, that is really important that you guys have some sort of system for following up. Some of you guys have seen I've emailed some of you guys the Gmail training by Anita Myron, which is actually a really good training. And so if you haven't gotten it and you want it, message me and I'll send it to you. It's basically a way to transition a lot of your messages to Gmail and learning how to organize it in a way that like actually makes sense. It's like really, really awesome. And so my goal is to start transitioning a lot of things to email, even when I'm running my ads, to have people email me and to have people leave their email below. And then it's just going to allow me, with the use of labels and things like that, to be able to better organize myself so that I know how to follow up with people. So I'm transitioning to that, as well as I also use paper. And so a lot of I have been running ads since September. That is how I build my market. I promised myself that when I started making money, I was going to put at least a quarter of what I make back into my business. And as I make more money, I can put more money into ads. And so some of us have jobs and some of us don't. So if you have a job then that you at least enjoy for a little bit and you still have that cushion, I would encourage you to add a little bit more into your investing, into your business in the beginning, if you can. And then if not, then I run ads. And so I run a lot of ads, and I will, I spend anywhere from $40 a week to $100 a week, and I get leads. I'm getting leads that way. It doesn't mean that everyone originally buys right away, but at least since I've started doing this, I've added close to 700 new people on my personal page alone. And that's not including everyone that has contacted me. I have way more emails, but I've added at least 700 people to my contact list on my personal page. Doesn't mean I've sold 700 challenge packs, but at least I know those are new people who are watching me. Those are potential people in the future who are going to buy from me. And so the way Facebook is running, the way Facebook is going, Facebook is moving towards advertising, especially if you're running a business page. Once you've gone through your warm market, you need to be willing and courageous enough to go through your warm market. Many of us only have 300 people on our warm market. So you're going to go through that really fast. If you're trying to grow and you're going to go through 20 people and 30 people and reconnecting with people, you're going to go through that fast. And so once you go through that fast, you're going to say, now what? And the next step is either ads or Instagram. And Instagram is really slow to grow. I'm not going to lie. It's really slow to grow. It takes a lot of consistency. And so what I do is when someone, I have my script. I've shared my script with you guys. I'm always modifying my script. I'm using more of a different one now, and I'll share that with you guys. And according to the Gmail training, I'm using more kind of canned. I'm breaking up the script into canned responses as she does on the Gmail training into little mini spurts. But I use the same script every single time. Like, it does not change. And I do that because I know that it works. And I don't mind, I literally will just ask somebody, what are your goals? What do you struggle with? And then they tell me what it is. Then I transition to, great, let me share with you my story. This is who I am. Here's my before and after picture. This is what I can offer you as a coach. Does this sound like something you would like to do? And I go over what a challenge group is. They say, yeah, that sounds great. Great. Let me ask you a couple more questions. How much time do you have to work out in a day? Do you like Zumba, kickboxing? Because that allows me to know what type of program I can recommend to them. Then they tell me a little bit more. Then I ask them for their weight at that time too, because if someone's 300 pounds, I'm not going to give them like Insanity Max 30. And so I see where they are. And then they send that to me immediately right after. I say, great, this is what I recommend. Here are the programs. Take a look at the programs and tell me what you think. And then they'll say, oh, I like this program. Then I send them the price, and they either say yes or no. That's it. they say no, I'm say, great. No, if this doesn't work for you, I put them on I say, do you mind if I follow up with you in a couple months? When would you like for me to follow up with you? You can try saving up, or you can also transition and say, okay, I know this may not work for you right now. Do you want to be a part of my free group? I have a clean eating group starting, or I can be a part of my free group. And that's it. They're a lead. You planted a seed. You move on. You don't take it personally that you have failed as a coach. You move on. And then if they say yes, then I have my the follow-up, which is like, great, this is how you can order. You can either order as a preferred customer, and I explain what that means, or you can order as a one-time customer, and I explain what that means. And a lot of people are saying number one for me right now, which is the preferred customer. And then I say, great, and I send them the link, and then they sign up, sometimes not immediately, and then I have to follow up with them, and I have to say, hey, did you get a chance to sign up? Did you have any questions that I can answer? But either way, I'm always kind of following, some sort of follow-up is going on. And so what's nice is that with the Gmail training, you can create labels. And again, I can send this to you, to those who haven't seen it, because it's actually like awesome. So like with the Gmail training, you can put labels to see so that script that I just told you is broken up into like 4 parts. So it's like script 1, script 2, script 3, script 4. And so depending on where you are in the conversation, you label that conversation at that time. And so then if you're like, let's say it's a week before the end of the month, you may say, okay, who have I already talked to about the program, and who have I sent the price to, but they haven't purchased? And then you can look it up on your Gmail, and it's like script 4. And it's like really great, because then you say, okay, these are my hottest leads. Let me maybe getting on the phone with them, maybe saying, hey, do you have 20 minutes? Let me answer any questions, because they want to hear from you. They want to hear, if they hear so many times, just closing the deal can be done on the phone just from our excitement, just us, it makes us more real, more of a tangible person than just the text. And then the other thing is, that I do at least, is I also write down everyone on paper for right now, because I do enjoy writing people's names down on paper, and it allows me to, and so I use this kind of my form that I sent to some people who have, it's like January new contacts, and it just has like when you invited, when you formed them, and it just has like follow up. And so what I do is I put the name down, I put under the invite, or under the friends, I put the date of when I first come into contact with them. And then the invite, I put the date of when I actually send them the information about the program and the price. So I know that that's when I know that if I see a date listed underneath that comment, I've sent them the price and I've sent them the program. And then I have follow-up dates. And every single time I follow up with them, I put down the date, and then I highlight them if they purchase as a coach in orange, and I highlight them if they purchase in as a regular customer in yellow. And so then that's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's very simple, but at least it allows me to kind of look at my list and say, okay, who have I sent an invite to that I haven't heard back from, who hasn't bought? Let me follow up with them. And that's kind of the process that I'm doing. And so if I'm constantly, adding people to this list of just like all these people, I always have a lot of people to follow up with and kind of go back to. And that's kind of what I've been doing. Is she still here? Lee. Oh. Any questions? Any other questions right now? Or, oh wait, were you saying something?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm leaving the grocery store, so I had to get a crap ton of fresh groceries for the reset. So,
Oh, yeah.
No, that's super helpful. Thank you so much.
I think she said that's super helpful. Thank you so much. You're breaking up, Lee, dear, so that's why. I want to put you on mute. If you have we'll see if you become more fluid, but at the moment you're not. So any other questions? I saw Jean Marie, you're sending out those. That's pretty exciting. What is it that you're sending out the ID?
So there was a post in one of my local groups that said that they were doing swag bags for Relay for Life. Mm-hmm. And they were requesting, you had 2 options. Either one, put your business card in 100 different bags, and you had to pay her $25 to do it. or put samples, your business card or whatever else you want in 30 bags and that you didn't have to pay for. So I was brave and I did both. So the 30 bags are going to like the higher ups on the Relay for Life scale around our community, and then the 100 bags that just have like my transformation picture and my business card are going to just the participants in it. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that one, I didn't get scammed, and two, that people will actually see it. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay, good.
I have a question for you. I'm trying to increase my warm market with all the people that I know, but I didn't already friend on Facebook. So I'm going through and clicking like, oh, we have 7 mutual friends. I do know you. Yay. When you did that, did you like say anything to them initially, or did like, other than thank you for like accepting my request?
Yeah. So once they friend you, I would just, so this is a tough thing because like I know a lot of coaches who do this, and I personally never had to do a lot of this. And so when I think about it, I probably would send a thank you so much for, accepting my friend requests. I saw that we had a couple friends in common and I'm just growing my network. You could say something like that, or you cannot say anything and just kind of check out their page and start liking and commenting and just kind of start that way. I'd probably do the second way because like, I feel like it's a little awkward sometimes to just kind of say like, thank you for it. And then it's like, what do you say next? It's like, thank you for accepting my friend requests. I Facebook you for X. It just, to me, that conversation doesn't come naturally. And so I probably would just once they accepted me, I would put them into a list. Maybe one thing that you could say is you could put them into a list that says like, this is the people that you friended in April. You can create like a Facebook list that just says like April friend requests. And so that that whenever you want to kind of go through that news feed, you can just click on that friends list and it'll just pop up the friends that have accepted. And then you can interact with them in that way in terms of liking their pictures and liking their comments. So that's what I would probably do. And then once you have a little engagement, then you can kind of message them and start a little bit more of a natural conversation.
Okay.
Very good. Any other questions? No? Everyone's planning on going to Super Saturday. It's April 25th. Try to go. I know. Look at Jean. What? Oh,
I'm going to take a certification test.
Okay.
Actually, I was going to ask Catherine. You're going, right, Catherine?
Yes.
And that's in Seattle?
Yeah, it's at the I believe it's the Marriott by SeaTac.
Marriott by SeaTac. Okay.
I don't know, double check, but it's really, really cool. Like ours get really fun, and yeah, definitely be there.
I was like, I should go. I was just telling Caleb today, I was like, Super Saturday is coming up and I really want to go. And he's like, well, is it here? And I'm like, no, I think it's in Seattle. And I was like, he's like, but there's one in Spokane and that's only like 2 hours away from me. But I was like, I don't know anybody in Spokane. And I was like, I know Catherine and I could probably hunt down Catherine while I'm up there.
Yeah, I like the last 2 that I've gone to, like none of my coaches have gone. It's just been me alone. So it would be nice to have someone I know.
Right? Okay. I plan on going up there. I'll contact you and tell you if I'm going to go for sure.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going to the one here in Boston. And so I'll be at the one here in Boston. And then I know Asya has the one in Orlando. Which is a big one. A lot of coaches in Orlando. A lot of coaches in Florida. A lot of Beachbody coaches in Florida. So,
hey,
yeah?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I feel very like unrelatable now that I follow like flexible dieting with intermittent fasting and weightlifting. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like nobody can relate to me anymore. Like when I was doing 21 Day Fix Extreme, everybody wanted to come on board. But now it's like, I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I feel like I'm not like at this, like sometimes like I understand that it's about like being active and blah blah blah, but sometimes I just feel like there's no way I can I don't know. It makes it really harder to hit Success Club for me right now.
I think, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think for me, I don't follow any of our nutrition plans. Like I don't follow them right now. I also do like flexible dieting, and I also do intermittent fasting now. And even in the past, I've never really kind of followed the plan to the T. I always kind of just always gone back to kind of some sort of tracking because that's what works for me. But I also know the knowledge, and I know and I believe that the product works. And I've seen it in all of the success of all the people on our team and everyone's helping. So that makes me really confident in the product. And so because of that, I feel very confident still talking to people about it and still recommending it, because I know what I'm doing is much more complicated than what most people would want to do. And so at least I have an option that is something that is much more tangible to people. And if someone wants to learn more, I also will have that skill set to help them. And it's like, you have to realize that you need to be able to influence the whole range of people. Someone who just wants something simple. And if they want something simple, then we have something simple for them. Just follow the meal plan and follow the containers. And you can still teach them to follow the containers using intermittent fasting, because that's what Amy Silverman does. And you can still teach them that kind of basic knowledge and still have that type of education for them and still relate to them in that way. I feel like half her team, or like a good chunk of her challengers, are all doing intermittent fasting with the 21-day fix containers. And they're doing it paleo, and they're doing, so like, it's not, the 21-day fix doesn't come with any paleo stuff. It doesn't come with any intermittent fasting. It just comes with the basic of what you need to do. So you still have a lot to offer a person who needs help. So don't look at yourself as unrelatable. Look at yourself as someone with more knowledge. You just have more knowledge than the next person, than another coach, because you have a natural interest in learning more about nutrition and physiology and just kind of physical fitness, and maybe someone else who doesn't. Like I had a coach recently who was just like, you posted about, eating for your body type. And I had someone who contacted me and asked me if I knew about eating for your body type. And I don't know that. And I'm like, well, it's not like I'm about to start teaching a nutrition course to my coaches. It's just something I'm naturally interested in. And so when people work with me more one-on-one, it's just stuff I'm getting knowledge on. And so don't put in your mindset that you're unrelatable, because then you're going to start believing that you're unrelatable. You are relatable. You use the products. You have success with the products. It's not that you have to be always doing the product at the time that you're like promoting it. Remember, it's not about you and your success when you're helping someone else. It's about connecting them with what's going to work for them. You may have someone who works with PIO. I've done PIO, but I've never done a whole program of PIO, but PIO may work for them because I know that they need to strengthen their core. I know where they are. They need to, that's what I think from my recommendation and from seeing other coaches, that's my recommendation to them. And I will still coach them through it, and I will still help them through it. And so don't think of yourself as related. Think about just promote for a challenge group and just connect with the people again. Don't overthink it in your mind and say, oh, I can't. Just promote for your bikini boot camp and just connect just get people to come to you, see what their goals are, see where they are, and then give them what they need. Not what you need, not what you're doing. Give them what they need.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've done the programs, you've done the products, you have more knowledge now than other people. And so that's going to naturally, you have a blog, you have really nice posts. And so like, that's just going to help you gain more people. And now you're opening yourself up to a whole new, avenue of people. But it doesn't mean just because you're opening yourself up to a new market, doesn't mean you completely closed yourself from another market.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anything else? All right, everyone. So I will be in Cancun this week, and I will be leaving Tuesday morning. But I will be on Wi-Fi, and you will see posting. And so I know some of you guys are on the wait list and going next year. And so definitely, if you're not on the wait list for the Success Club trip for next year, get on the wait list. It's free to get on the wait list. There's like 9,000 people on the wait list, but there is always people who fall off, and I've seen it fall off. I've seen thousands of people on the wait list, and I've seen people get off it, especially as you get closer to the date. So I will be in Cancun. I'm leaving Tuesday morning, so I'll be away from Tuesday to Sunday. However, you'll still see me online and stuff, but I just wanted to let you guys know in terms of if I'm not like as responsive to certain things. Both Luke and I and Sophie will be away until Sunday. I'll be back in the States on Saturday. I'm going to a wedding in Charleston, and so I'll be on Saturday and Sunday, I'll be in Charleston, and I fly back to Boston on Sunday. And so definitely this week, focus on, posting every day, being consistent. Make a goal for yourself that's non-negotiable and say, I'm going to hit Success Club this week. I'm going to hit Success Club 5 this week. Non-negotiable. Work your butt off to do it. Reach out. Go back to your list. Go back to people who have contacted you in the past. Again, just because they said no then doesn't mean they're going to continue to say no. Just kind of following up with them. And if you want that Gmail training to watch this week, message me, let me know. Okay. It's really good. You're going to like it. It's a really good training. And so it just makes kind of sense, the Gmail training. And so I definitely want people who are, who want it. I'll send it to you guys. And that's it. And so, yeah. Alrighty then. Bye. Don't be so hard on yourself, Catherine. You could do it.